Hello, world. Now, this story here is so relatable to our growth. There's the story of the bamboo grass. It's not a tree, I don't think. It is grass. It's the tallest grass in the world. So, anyway, a bamboo takes almost 3 years to root itself. So, what you see, if you was to plant a bamboo, you'd be like, this stuff is not happening. It's not growing. It takes 3 years for it to stabilize its roots. So you would be looking at it like there's nothing happening. It's just not happening. But really, underneath the surface, it is getting grounded. It is establishing a base. It is establishing strength to hold this enormous plant. This bamboo grows real tall, so it has to have a real strong foundation. So that's why it takes almost 3 years to establish its roots. But once the roots are established, the bamboo will shoot in one day like 3 feet. Once the roots are established, this bamboo grows enormously fast. It is known for its fast growth, but the roots have to be established. So once the roots are established, it just can grow like 35 inches in one day, and it'll continue to shoot up, and bamboo gets real tall. So take that and apply it to our lives and our growth. It's almost like from our old life to our new life, we have to get grounded, get planted, grow roots to support this new life. And once you get to that point of sustaining this vibration of this new life, and once it is declared that this is what you want, that is the planting of the seed of the bamboo. Now, from there, you establish roots, you establish this baseline frequency. And then from there, you start to grow. Once that baseline frequency is set, once the roots have got grounded, once you have got grounded into this reality that you want, the roots starts forming to support your new reality. Now, it might take time for the roots to stabilize themselves, for you to stabilize that baseline frequency. You might go through doubt, you might go through uncertainty, but once you have got for certain that this is the life you want, then the roots start to form. The bridge of incidents starts to happen. But then once it does, you start shooting to the summit of your reality, to the peak of it. It's like once you have this baseline frequency, then your attractor factor becomes more prominent. You start attracting things more easily because of the frequency you're on. And you just take off like the bamboo. But first, you have to establish the roots. You have to establish that baseline frequency of really what you want. You have to stay on it. And it's hard to believe in something that's unseen. I get it. I get it. But that is the way to go. Is to believe in the unseen until it's seen. We always do it. Just think about it. Man, I hope I get this thing. I hope I get this. You believing in the unseen till it's seen. So, yeah, be the bamboo tree. Be patient. Establish the roots, the base, for you to hold this new frequency, this new reality that you want. You got to get grounded first. It is not like I could say, I want this life, but I'm riding on a old frequency that's not going to support this life. You must get on the frequency that supports the life you want. You must ground the roots to support the life you want. If it's a little change, you don't need probably like a dandelion root. Little flower, little root. But a major change, you need to establish more roots to support this change. You changing from this to this could be enormous. Remember, I said depending on how much to change, depending on how much grounded the root is. Like, for instance, if somebody has already had wealth and maybe they're looking for support or love, it's not really a dramatic change in that situation. It's just a shift in identity. You need to love yourself and you will attract love. That's pretty simple. But let's say you are coming from a place that you never had a substantial amount of money. And you're saying to yourself, like, I believe I could be wealthy. Well, that is a big frequency change. Because you're riding the old frequency of maybe poverty or something like that. And so you would have to change internally into your nervous system and get that in order to attract this new experience. So depending on how greater the transformation, depending on basically how much work needs to be done. So, but all in all, it's like a breakdown, establishing new roots for a new life. And once you establish the new roots, you take off. It is like that. It is like that. It is like, you want a different life, you're going to have to get grounded and establish roots to support this new life. And the roots are like eternal. It's an internal grounding. It's a frequency thing. It is not like actual physical. It's more internal structure to support the new idea, the new reality that you want to achieve. So, yeah, I thought this was interesting. The bamboo story, how long it takes to ground its roots. But then once the roots are grounded, it shoots in the air like it's trying to reach the sky. And that is the process of a bamboo tree, a plant, or whatever it is. But I'm saying a bamboo shoots feet and feet up in the air. So imagine if if a building has to be so big, like a tower, then the root, the grounding of that building must be strong, must be solid. You know, the grounding of that bamboo tree must be firm, must be solid to support it from keep falling over or breaking. You know what I'm saying? So depending on the transformation, depending on the grounding, depending on the roots, you want to support a big idea, a big reality, then it's going to take some external change internally. So, yeah, look it up or something. You know, it's very interesting when it applies to our growth and how impatient that we get, you know, with the growth process. And I get it. We go through life and struggle so much and not able to comprehend life, and then we won't change so bad. But in my perspective, we're not running out of time. Time doesn't exist. It is, to me, almost like I can't die. You know, my body can, but I can't. You know, I see things totally different on an energetic soul level. Like, I know I'm not gonna die. This body, maybe, you know, but as far as my soul and stuff, is gonna keep going on forever. So it is not a death. It is a death of a body, not the death of the soul, you know. So yeah, the bamboo tree. Almost 3 years to root itself before you see any progress. You've been and forgot about the bamboo tree. You were like, man, this mug is not working. It is. You start establishing doubt about the tree. Man, I don't know, maybe I planted it wrong. Just the same similar things that we go through on this journey. You wonder if you're doing it right. You wonder if it's working or not. But little do you know, these invisible forces are working behind the scenes to make things happen for you. Almost like the roots. It's all happening behind the scenes. It's all happening underneath the surface. Hello, world.